Vin Diesel and Paul Walker unite once again for the 5th installment in the Fast and the Furious franchise. Wow, say that 3 times fast. Hello there, everybody. I'm movie critic Nick Yakubuchi, as always, for RealScreenReviews.com, and I'm happy to have with me usual guest, returning critic, Greg Hill. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me once again.
Even though I almost just screwed up his name, you gotta love the beauty of one take. You gotta love the beauty of one take. So, as I said, our next review is Fast 5, and it is the 5th installment of the Fast and the Furious franchise, and it opened on April 29, 2011, and it stars Vin Diesel, Paul Walker. Joining the cast is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and also Ludacris and some others from all the other sequels. This film comes to us from Justin Lin, the director of the last 2 in the franchise, and this time he reunites with basically everybody from the franchise to try and give us a slam-bang actioneer. Well, I will turn it over to my returning guest critic to tell us a little bit about the plot, which I'm sure we pretty much can all piece together without even seeing the movie, but go ahead.
Well, we start out and they take us to the end of the last film, where they show Dominic Toretto, Vin Diesel's character, going away to prison, and then all of a sudden Brian and everybody else ride from out of the sunset to save him from prison, and that's where we pick it up. And they're
immediately where the last one leaves off.
All of them are now fugitives from the law, and they're on the run. And we pick up the action in Rio
of all places.
And that's
I'm surprised they didn't run into the Blue Bird from the animated Rio I saw 2 weeks ago. But anyway.
And that's where everything picks up from there. They get word that there's a job out there. They've been on the run, and they really need.
Now they get framed. They get framed for the murder of 3 DEA agents, and that now introduces us to the character of The Rock. I don't know what his name is, even though we just got done watching the movie 10 minutes ago. But he reminded me of like Tommy Lee Jones from The Fugitive. He's the no holds barred, I'm going to get this guy and bring him back. And the thing I liked about The Rock, he was a great addition to this cast, mind you, but what I liked about him is he's got almost no purpose in this film. Like he says a couple times, you're the names that came up on my desk, and that's why I'm coming to take you down. He's just like this, kind of like from Faster. He's like this mad dog. He's got to take. What do you think? I mean,
I completely agree with you. Sitting there, and I was like, man, this is just a bigger, more badass version of Sam Gerard from The Fugitive.
Thank you. That's
and
exactly
there's a scene about halfway through the movie where, his character Dobbs, they don't really give a name, but his name is Dobbs.
Okay, I missed that.
It was like halfway through the movie that they gave it. And, they're at this race or this big party, and he shows up and he says exactly that. I don't really care what you did. I'm just here to take down the 2 guys whose names came onto my desk.
And I think that adds a lot of credibility to his character because he's not there for any other reason but to do that. So,
and it's reminiscent of the scene in The Fugitive with Harrison Ford where Tommy Lee Jones and they're at the top.
He says, "I don't care."
Yeah, he's like, "I didn't kill my wife," and he says, "I don't care." Yeah, it was reminiscent of that.
That's exactly what it reminded me of when I was. It's funny you should say that. And then I must throw this in there. There is absolutely the movie builds to this, but there is a fight sequence between Vin Diesel and The Rock, and I thought it was fantastic.
It was.
I thought it was one of the best fight scenes, but hand-to-hand fight scenes. They made it a point to not have weapons, to not have any kind of special effects. These guys are blasting through walls, and to look at them do this, it doesn't seem that far-fetched that they would crash through walls because they're just 2 Goliaths going head-to-head. It was something fantastic.
It was really great to watch. And, watching the rest of this movie, I think you and I made the comment to each other, this movie isn't exactly always the most believable movie.
No, it's not even close.
But it is a lot of fun. And for me, and I don't know if there's anyone else out there, you don't go to see these movies to be blown away by, earth-shattering performances from Vin Diesel and Paul Walker. No, you got to see this movie for fast cars, beautiful women, and the action sequences.
Yeah, and I'll say, I think, in my opinion, this is easily the best in the Fast and the Furious franchise. It's the best of the 5 films. I don't know, they just kind of don't give you any room to even breathe. It's fun in a lot of spots. When it's not fun, they're really kind of thrilling you. It's, like you said, I wasn't expecting it to be. Now, I do have to nitpick just a little bit, because I did say, they steal this vault, and I want to say they must have went to the MacGyver school of vault stealing, or the MacGyver school of stealing cars, because he's the only one that could have come up with something this complex, because I watch World's Dumbest Videos every week, and the idiots that are on that show can't steal an ATM machine, but on their first try, they steal this vault out of the police station. So I will say that gives you a kind of a clue as to the mindset of the film, but I did enjoy the film. I did think it was a lot of fun.
And the scenes with the whole cast really together, the whole group that's trying to orchestrate and pull off this heist, they're really fun to watch.
They were.
Everybody, just had really good chemistry together, and it was like a group of friends just always trying to one up each other with the best insult.
And I will say they took people from all these different films and put them together, but they talk about family in the film, and you did get that sense that they were really good friends. That you really, the way that, especially Tyrese and Ludacris, so they go back and forth the entire film, and I love both those actors, and I think they played off each other immensely well. I thought it was a lot of fun. This is just a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. The movie's a lot of fun.
Well, how many stars are you going to give it?
I like this movie. I'm going to give it 3 stars. It was very entertaining, like you said, good action sequences. And I agree, easily the best of the 5 films.
Yeah, and I say, once again, I'm going to say I'm right there with it. I was teetering between 2.5 stars and 3 stars, but as I sit here and talk about it, I think I just enjoyed this movie. I think as much as it pains me, this is going to be one of those guilty pleasures, but I'm going to give this 3 stars, and I'm going to say that it accomplished everything that it set out to do, and that was just give you a really, really fun time. And I will say that they successfully started the summer movie season in April.
Yes, they did.
So, but Greg, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. And
Greg will be back shortly to review Thor, which comes out, next week?
Yes, next week.
Next week we'll be back to review Thor, which will take us, right smack dab into the middle of the summer movie season. But until then, we'll say that the Fast and the Furious, Fast 5, 3 stars from both of us. And remember, people, we're not always right, but only when it comes to the movies.
And thank you for your attention.
See, I had to give them something there.